Join me next time when I review some SpongeBob game for the Leapfrog Leapster. What up, gamers? It's me, ya boy. So, I don't know if I'm like the only one around here who's like kind of in this niche little show, I guess you could call it. I don't know if you heard of it. It's Spongebob Squarepants. Yeah, like I said, pretty underground stuff. And this little yellowish little demon character, he was pretty much my whole childhood. Most of my childhood memories are me sitting in front of the TV at like 7:30 in the morning getting ready for school, watching SpongeBob fuck around with Patrick, getting into whatever dumb shit they're getting into. You know, I have a script in front of me, but it's pretty hard to read the script when you're being constantly blinded by your light that you're using to record with. And also, when I was a child, I was what most people would consider a noob gamer. I was into stuff like Candy Crush, Angry Birds, just all the casual normie stuff, even though I'm still kind of into it. I mean, Plants vs. Zombies is pretty freaking sweet. And so you take those two things, my love of SpongeBob and my love of gaming, and you mix them together. You mix the flour into the bowl. You know what I'm saying? Put a comment or dislike the video if you got that reference. I had a ton of SpongeBob games growing up. I had Truth or Square. I had Atlantis Squarepants for the DS. I had Battle for Bikini Bottom. That's like one of my most favorite games of all time. And I had a game for this weird little console called the Leapfrog. Sorry for a change in lighting, but that light was actually blinding me. So does anyone else remember Leapfrog? Like, these people had a tight grasp on the edutainment industry back in the day, which was like the early 2000s. God, I can't believe I just said back in the day, like I'm 18, like, what the hell? So Leapfrog was this edutainment company who also made all of their electronics. So they made a home console, they made a weird little like hybrid like book and console thing. It's exactly like the Sega Pico. They just ripped off the Sega Pico. And one of these handhelds that they made was called the Leapster. Now, Leapfrog kind of built up a reputation of having a ton of licensed edutainment games. They had games about like Strawberry Shortcake, and I'm pretty sure they had a Sonic game, but it was based on Sonic X. I vaguely remember seeing that at like TJ Maxx when I was little. So, knowing me as a little tiny gamer creature, I had one of these Leapsters. In fact, I still have it right behind me, but we're gonna get into that later. And one of the games I had was a SpongeBob game. Over the years, I'd completely forgotten about this console and about this game until about 3 weeks ago, when a video of a playthrough of the game just popped up out of nowhere in my recommended whilst I was disobeying my sleep schedule. And so I watched it, you know, it was like, oh, nostalgia blast! And I just went on with my life. And then I went to the thrift store. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I'm a purveyor of the thrifting variety. I like going to the thrift store. I think there's a lot of cool little knickknacks there. And I'll show a few to you right now, such as this comically oversized universal remote. That's pretty funny. I might incorporate it into a few videos in the future. I found a CV radio at some point. I don't even remember when I got it. I just remembered a CV radio appearing in my bedroom one day. That's how bad this is. So I like to plug it in sometimes and say, Johnny Horse, this is your boy, Fred Dingleson. Your mom's a hoe. And then I usually get beaten up, like, 4 weeks later. I found a PSP with no games and no charger, and I haven't been bothered to get any of those. So it's just kind of sitting here collecting dust, just like everyone else's PSP right now. And then a copy of Spongebob Squarepants saves the day for the Leapster. Oh my god. It all makes sense now. So yes, in case you're not a blithering idiot and haven't read the title of this video, we're going to be talking about this educational SpongeBob game for the Leapfrog Leapster, just for the sole purpose of reliving my dead childhood. And yes, I am playing it on real hardware, although the footage you're going to be seeing is from some other channel that recorded it, because I have no freaking idea how I'm supposed to put this into my Elgato. If you know, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll shake your hands. So, being an edutainment game, I don't really expect it to have that deep of a story or be anything close to the source material other than having, oh, there's like tropical stuff going on, there's a pineapple! So, the story of the game essentially is that a barge carrying trash over Bikini Bottom spills a bunch of shit, and one of the things is a fridge made by a company called Below Zero or something like that. And it conveniently lands right in the middle of Bikini Bottom, doesn't hurt or kill anyone, and the Bikini Bottomites, in their infinite wisdom, assume it's a new pop-up restaurant and begin flocking there, leaving the Krusty Krab totally empty. With the Krusty Krab empty, Mr. Krabs now fears that me profits are going to leave him forever, even though no one's running the new fridge food store and no one's putting their money anywhere. And that pretty much leads me to ask, what kind of grip on the food industry does Mr. Krabs have in the SpongeBob universe? Because whenever anything like this happens, it's like he has a monopoly on the food industry, so he has to snuff out his competitors. So SpongeBob then takes it upon himself to create a new secret sauce for the Krabby Patties, even though never before has it been called a secret sauce, it's the secret formula. So once at his pineapple abode, SpongeBob sees a commercial for a kitchen chemistry set, and promptly orders it, thinking that he'll use that to create the new secret sauce. So once the kit arrives, SpongeBob eagerly gets to work on making the new secret sauce and uses Patrick as a guinea pig. Now, considering that a normal chemistry set would include like actual chemicals like acetone, copper sulfate, sodium bicarbonate, magnesium, and sodium chloride, Patrick should have been dead within the hour, but no, this cartoon for kids, you can't show that. What the fuck are you thinking? So, unable to find the perfect recipe, SpongeBob runs out of his quote-unquote ingredients, and he then continues to scour all of Bikini Bottom looking for more ingredients. And this is where the game starts. So the game has 4 separate mini-games, each of them awarding you a different ingredient to use to create the secret sauce or whatever. And because this is an edutainment game, each minigame revolves around teaching a child a basic concept, such as reading, writing, basic shape recognition, I guess, and counting change. So, in the first minigame, Musical Garden, SpongeBob accidentally upsets a clam, kinda like in the episode Smoking Peanut, and SpongeBob has to try to calm down the clam, because I guess upsetting a clam is like a violation of the Geneva Convention in Bikini Bottom. So this minigame kind of revolves around teaching you different instruments and music, I guess. And once you calm down the clam, SpongeBob decides to take a little bit of that sweet, sweet saliva from the clam. So in the next minigame, Conveyor Chaos, Patrick helps SpongeBob assemble Krabby Patties on this conveyor belt system. It's essentially a Frogger clone, but you can only land on spaces of what you're told to land on. So in the next minigame, Counting Claws, you help SpongeBob count change so he can play this new claw machine that Mr. Krabs put in the Krusty Krab. Even though he's freaking out about his profits, but it's a kid's game, what are you... Story? What are you talking about? And in the final minigame, Bubble Scrubber, the local jellyfish eat some newspaper with like some sort of juice on it, I guess, and they become possessed with letters. So you have to use your magical bubble wand or whatever to cleanse them of their sin. And this just teaches kids like reading, and I think there's math too. So finally is the kitchen, where you take all of the ingredients you've gathered from the mini games and you mix them all together and create funny little potions that you give to Patrick, and some funny effect happens. I don't know what I'm talking about. I ran out of video ideas and I was like, oh, I'll review this old SpongeBob game from my childhood because I saw it at the thrift store. And so here I am. So, don't buy the game if you're over the age of 6. Like, it's an actual waste of your money. Don't do it. Yeah. Peace out.